Social media has officially changed the game. It gives you the opportunity to turn your hobby into a business. And over the past few months, that's exactly what I did. I grew my online business with nothing from nothing when I left school at 18 years old. And this is how I did it. I present to you my ultimate guide on how I started a small business at the age of 18. I almost forgot how old I was. I feel like I'm about 30 with how much this has aged me, honestly. But today I'm going to be letting you know all about my different income streams, my best tips and advice, so you don't have to age 30 years as well. So I started with no money, no knowledge of business, and honestly no intentions to make this a business. But now I earn enough money to live off, so if you guys want to know how to do that as well, then stick along. Stick along. Why do I keep saying that in my videos? What does stick along mean? Can someone please tell me? I'm by no means an expert. I just think I found something that worked for me. And I'm going to stop giving disclaimers right now. So let's get on with the video. Let's get on with the video, lads. Why did I say it like that? Alright, so probably the best advice that I ever heard was put strategy first and investment second. You always hear about people saying that equipment doesn't matter, and I know when you're starting out, I know when you're starting out it might seem that of course equipment matters, but my best advice would be don't put all of your money into your business at the start, because once you get going and once you know what your strategy is and what you're selling, then you'll know what's actually worth putting your money into. So I started out by selling wood burning art. So if I'd started off my business by buying really expensive wood and a really expensive pyrography pen, I'd be broke and I probably wouldn't have made any money, but I found a really cheap alternative that lasted me the whole time. So I didn't need to buy an expensive one. And instead I managed to build up my skill with a more simpler tool that did the same job. And I focused more on my business, taking good photos, setting up an Instagram, doing these YouTube videos, making a tutorial. But don't be making big investments before you know what to invest in. The best things that you can do is to use cheap or free alternatives, which I will be talking about that in part 5. So make sure you stick around for then. So the first thing that you need to do is good research. If you have good research for your business, that will be the solid ground for the rest of your business. Don't be starting out with something that you don't know if there's a market for it. Unless you really enjoy making it, then I mean, sure, go ahead. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. Start out by finding out if there's an interest in the product that you want to sell. So honestly, the best way of doing that is to pretend that you are someone who wants to buy your product. How would you search for that? Where would you go? What shops would you go to? I did this with my vinyls and I found that most of them are being sold on Etsy. However, I definitely wouldn't just copy whatever's out there because you need yours to stand out somehow. So you could do that by merging two different niches, I guess. That's what I did. So I took the idea of painting on vinyls and I merged it with portraits. So I'd paint characters' portraits on vinyls, and I knew that there was a market for that because obviously fandoms are a thing. People really like TV shows and stuff. So if you already have a niche, no matter what that is, say that's astrology, people who like tarot cards, or van life, people who live in vans, or dogs, whatever it is, make sure you know who you're selling to. So once you've done your research, you can fill out this short few questions that I have over here for you to find out who is your audience, who you're selling to, and how you can reach them. Okay, so once you've figured out what you're gonna sell, step number 3 is postage. I've talked a lot about postage because it's something that I took a long time to wrap my head around and how to do it right. People really appreciate nicely packaged items. However, there is a fine line because you need to make sure that your packaging and stuff is affordable because people don't like to pay a lot for postage. But my best advice to posting things the right way is to know your weight limits and your size limits for wherever you're posting to. You can find out all of this on the Royal Mail website, which is really useful. Another big tip is to order your labels online. You can do that through Royal Mail or whichever website that you're selling with, so whether that's Depop or Etsy. I would definitely recommend doing this because not only is it cheaper, but it also means that you can drop off your parcels in delivery offices rather than post offices. Post offices, there's always queues outside and it's always very busy, and honestly, the people who work at the post office, I'm not about it. People at delivery offices know what is up. That might just be my experience, but I think delivery offices are so underrated. People hardly go there and they're great for sending off lots of things in bulk. Okay, step number 4 is build a following. Lordy, this is hard, but it's worth your effort because once you get it going, once you got the ball rolling, mate, you sorted. But what really does help is having an Instagram business account where you can tap things and link right to your shop, which you can do that to your Etsy shop. That took me such a long time to figure out. If you go on Facebook, go to your catalog, and when you link the product, make sure that it's got your URL first. So it's not Etsy, it says your URL first. Another great thing is TikTok. I honestly attribute all my success to TikTok. I had a video that got a few 100,000 views, and that was basically me sorted for the next 3 months. The best thing about that is if you use the right hashtags, so something that people will keep looking back to, your video will keep on being viewed by people, and it will be a more consistent amount of orders rather than just a huge spike of orders. The main tip that I have for people who want to boost their sales for their small business on Instagram is definitely using Instagram Reels. So once you've made that TikTok, move it over to Instagram Reels, post it there, and you can link it to your shop. So as soon as someone taps it, they can see the product that you're selling and then go straight to it and buy it. Another great thing is through Pinterest. I've only recently started doing this because I'm a bit stupid, I'm a bit slow. I only just realized how useful it was. So I posted this pin a few weeks ago, I think it was like 3 months ago, and at first it was only getting like 1,000 impressions a day, so basically 1,000 views a day, and I was like, this isn't really doing much for my business, I'm not going to post anymore. But then it sort of like snowballs, so the more that people add pins to their board, the more people see it, and so on so on. And some pins will just take off, so now it's more like 5,000 views a day, which is great. It tells you exactly how many clicks to your website that you've had from there, which is very interesting. So I'm gonna be adding more pins to my Pinterest because apparently it works. Who would have thought it? So from this promotion, you should always be linking people back to your shop, which I would definitely recommend using Zyro, which is the sponsor for this video. So Zyro is a really user-friendly website builder, which I've been using for the past few days to build my website for my t-shirts that I'm going to start selling. So Zyro has been by far the easiest way to create a website for me. So whether you want to add images, PNGs, buttons, it's so user-friendly. It's also been really great for customer support. So I've been talking to real people rather than robots, which has been really great when I've been stuck on something or not known how to do something. So I'm currently using the e-commerce feature where I've set up a shop on here and it honestly runs everything for you. It has pretty much every feature that you could want as an online business. And the best thing about Zyro is that it's the most affordable option on the market. So the pricing starts at less than $3 a month, which I was absolutely blown away by.
Using the code Hegla, you guys can get 10% off and 3 extra months free with any yearly plan.
I hope you guys can have as much fun with Zyro as I have.
To get any of these benefits, you guys can use my code or click the link in the description.
That takes me on to my next point, which is free alternatives. So I know I said before that I started this business with zero money, and I mean literally zero. So of course, when you're starting a business, you're going to need to use Photoshop. It's pretty much a given. You'll need to edit your photos once you take them to put on your website or to put on your Instagram page. A really great alternative to Photoshop is Canva or Pixar. I'm not sponsored by either of those people. They're just great. If you want to start making any kinds of social media material, they're great for that. Also, if you don't have a printer, that's no problem. I would suggest using a library printer. And if you don't have a camera to take photos of your products, use a phone. I still use my phone to take photos. I would recommend also taking photos not only of your product, but of you working on the product and creating it. You might want someone else to take photos of that. So I would use family members instead of a professional photographer. Also, if you want to improve your skills on freelancing, I would definitely recommend checking out Skillshare courses. This video isn't sponsored by them, but I would definitely recommend it. I can give you 1 month free if you click the link in the description below. Another great way to reduce your initial costs is to bring in other people and get other services. So say you're starting an embroidery business, you can get other people to digitize the designs, meaning that you don't have to actually pay for the software. You can also get people who already send you screens already screen printed if you don't want to make the initial investment into that. And I'm sure that works for any other business that you want to get into, whether that's photography equipment, you can always hire cameras. So whatever you can do initially to save yourself that money, will save you so much in the long run. It means that you will be able to get more gains out of it and realize what you need before you actually make the purchases. So I would definitely recommend doing that. So I really hope you found this video useful. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the stages of my small business. If you want to look back through other studio vlogs that I did to see the actual process of things that I do every day, then go ahead and check out those videos. They're all on my small business. And like this video to let me know if you want another video like this. That is all that I have for you guys today, so adios. I usually run up and grab the camera, but I'm a bit far away.